Hey there. So, the Spirit of the Lord gave me a revelation about a dream that I had last night that I'm going to share with you. After I received this dream last night, I woke up this morning and I just asked the Lord, why would I dream something like this? Because it's not something that, at least that I can remember, that I've ever been through. And it was very, very detailed. And I was the one actually observing until a certain point. So let's go ahead and get into it. So in this dream, I was with a guy and two women. One was his girlfriend and the other her friend. I was the boyfriend's business friend or partner. Now, I was watching in the back as they were walking ahead of me. In the beginning, we were walking around for a night out of socializing. The girlfriend was nagging at her boyfriend in insecurity about his shirt being unbuttoned, which was only two buttons at the neck, and I could see that it was only typical button-ups go all the way up to your neck. For guys, it was just about to how my shirt is, actually a little bit more closed. This shirt doesn't really have a button right there, but anyway, it was respectful, so it was just about to right here that I could see. But the girlfriend was nagging him about that. She didn't like that just barely his collarbone right here was showing, and she was insecure, and basically she wanted him to button up in attempt to minimize attraction from other women. So she thought that if he she was insisting that if he buttoned up his shirt all the way to his neck, that would stop other women from being attracted to him as we all went into this place. She wanted to, so I read that part already. Her friend was in support of her following behind. So the best friend that was there, she was just there along, standing beside them, and she was just there kind of just supporting the girlfriend. After a time of socializing, so this is after we were there, the scene switched completely, and I saw the man was sweaty and a bit frustrated because he couldn't enjoy his time with us all. He was a little sweaty, and it just seemed like he wasn't having a good time. And he was just pent up in frustration a little bit. He wasn't saying anything, but he was just kind of restless because he wasn't able to enjoy himself the whole time. Still, from the beginning all the way until after, when we're leaving, the girlfriend is doing the same thing about his button not being all the way up to his neck to cover his skin or his neck area. Stick with me. Okay, moving on. I read that part. We were leaving the place and the girlfriend was no longer there, but on the speakerphone with her best friend who was watching. To report to him. So as we're standing outside, it switched to the girlfriend that was still nagging him at the end to her no longer being there, and it was just the guy, her best friend, had her on speakerphone, and still on the speakerphone the girlfriend was still saying the same thing about his shirt. Like, I don't know why his shirt, he won't button up his shirt, just like freaking out in a sense. And the friend is just kind of there. She's just like supporting her. She's not really like antagonizing or like kind of like not antagonizing. That's not the right word. She's not really joining in on what her friend is saying. She's just kind of like being a supportive friend, has her on speakerphone, making sure that the boyfriend basically can hear that she's still upset. And now it's like I have a role there. And that's how I knew that I was his business partner, because he was wearing like a business shirt. And that's the role that I was feeling in the dream, in spirit, that I was there for like business. Because I didn't know the girlfriend or the best friend, but I knew the man that we had all went with. So after that, the friend was watching to report whatever he was gonna do, basically. So I guess at that point, then she began to play a role in the girlfriend being upset. It was just kind of like one of those relationships. I would define it as a toxic relationship. Okay, stick with me here. So the man was respectful and never did anything wrong. We all ended up in this place of business which seemed close or closely known to him. So after that place, outside of the place we went in to socialize, wherever it was, we went to this business and it looked very nice, but the lights were off, so it definitely was closed. But I knew that the guy that I was with, he owned that place. So we all went there afterwards, and the girlfriend was still on speaker, upset, while the best friend was tagging along. She seemed neutral in realization of her friend's BF was doing nothing wrong. So the friend that was on the phone, that had her friend on speakerphone, she kind of began to realize that the guy wasn't doing anything wrong. And so she started to get quiet, and her posture started to change so that she could actually like connect with us that were there. And she just started to realize that like her friend was tripping, basically, because he wasn't doing anything wrong the whole time, and that it was a bit much. So after that, what I realized about the business place that we were in, it seemed to be an exclusive fashion place, dress or business place of fashion. Out of compassion for my time and kindness. So then the business partner, business friend, which was the boyfriend, he started to feel bad that I was there, and but he appreciated that I was kind and graceful and quiet and still just there to socialize with everyone. So he started to feel bad, and he ended up spending and giving me, he ended up spending and gave me over $25,000. Okay, so the boyfriend noticed that the whole night, which was also my business friend and partner in the dream, that I was kind, compassionate, and realized that he wasn't doing anything wrong. I didn't even try to butt in or anything like that. I was just there. So we're at this place of business, and I looked down and I saw this receipt, and it was in my hands, and it said over $25,000. And I couldn't see what the purchase actually was, just the amount made available to me. I knew that it was now made available to me of over $25,000, but I didn't know how that just happened. I just saw him do something, and then I was given this receipt that I could redeem this $25,000. So the purchase wasn't made with his card, though. In the dream, he decided to use a card that his girlfriend had access to or was hers. So I had gotten the feeling that either she had access to this card or whatever it was, because she was able to see what had just been done. She was able to see what had happened, because when I looked down and I saw the receipt, I was in shock. I put my hand over my mouth. I was like, and then the best friend, even, she was like both of us were like, what just happened? Like, we both were just completely unexpected at what happened. Even the girlfriend on the phone, she stopped nagging, and she just kind of got like, all of us just got silent. So stick with me. We're just about to finish up. After the unexpected act, I felt a sense of peace wash over him, because it pleased him to be kind in return for me for being understanding and patient, knowing he was a good man. So that was the end of that dream. And as I was sitting with the Lord about this and why I had dreamed of this situation, I just kept hearing the word wisdom, 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 wisdom. And in the book of Proverbs, we see how wisdom of the Lord is referenced as she. When he speaks about wisdom, the Lord speaks about wisdom as a she. So just to give you context, Proverbs chapter 1, verse 20 and 21. Out in the open, wisdom calls aloud. She raises her voice in the public square. On top of the wall, she cries out at the city gate. She makes her speech. So there we can see that the Lord refers to wisdom as a she. Now, what does this mean as a woman? And I'm going to say that this dream is from a woman's perspective and the revelation that the Lord has given me. But as the man, if you're a guy, this may be a revelation to you, to continue to remain you and who you are, and not to let wherever the nagging is coming from change who you are, and to stand firm in that, because wherever it's coming from, it will be silenced by you remaining who you are. Your character will silence the noise, okay? I don't know if this may be somebody who had an actual situation like that, but the perspective and the revelation that the Lord gave me was from the woman's perspective, and about wisdom. So moving on, so we know that in Proverbs, the word of the Lord refers to wisdom as a she. So that goes to show you that women naturally have favor. Women naturally have favor and are called to be wise. Like the spirit of wisdom is a she. Okay? So women are called to be wise. Okay? So going on in Proverbs chapter 2 verse 3, still talking about wisdom and the benefits of wisdom. Now the Lord is saying, indeed, if you call out for insight and cry aloud for understanding, and if you look for it as for silver and search for it as a hidden treasure, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. For the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth come knowledge and understanding. Skipping to verse 10, for wisdom will enter your heart and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Discretion will protect you and understanding will guard you. Wisdom will save you from the ways of wicked men, from men whose words are perverse, who have left straight paths to walk in dark ways, who delight in doing wrong and rejoice in the perverseness of evil, whose paths are crooked and who are devious in all their ways. So when I read Proverbs chapter 2, verses 12 through 15, I began to see the perspective of the girlfriend, that she was delighting in her own ways of nagging and talking down and just basically being a pestilence just to maybe get something. Thought that she was going to get something in return, but she didn't. So by doing that, because those ways were wicked ways. And when the best friend started to realize that, we see at the end that the boyfriend ended up giving me, his business partner and friend, a check or a receipt to redeem for over $25,000. Okay? Because he felt a sense of peace, that I was calm in spirit and wise and understanding. Okay? So Proverbs chapter 3, verse 3 and 4. Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Then you will win favor and a good name in the sight of God and man. So, women, when the Lord refers to wisdom as a she, and of course we all know the scripture, Proverbs 31 woman, okay? He has given us, just as his man of God, principles on how we should be in reflection of God as women and as men of God. When you stand firm in the Lord's word, and like his word says, let love and faithfulness never leave you, bind them around your neck, write them on the tablet of your heart. Love and faithfulness, let it be on you. And when I read bind them around your neck, to me that love and faithfulness, let that only be what you wear, okay? Let that be you, not just what you wear on the outside. But he says, write them on the tablet of your heart. The tablet of your heart. What comes from your mouth is what flows from your heart. So if you have love and faithfulness and wisdom in you, your body now has been transformed to the image of Christ. The image is who he's created you to be as a woman of God, as a man of God, and wisdom is referred to as a she. So you begin to become wisdom. So you no longer become reactive when situations of chaos, whatever it may be, happen, but you respond and you begin to learn and recognize that you don't have to react to everything in that way. Those are old ways, those are wicked ways, those are ways of the world. But when you move in wisdom and insight and understanding, which the Lord said, to look for it as silver and search for it as a hidden treasure, the Lord will give wisdom, understanding, and he will give you knowledge in all your ways, which in turn you will gain favor and a good name in the sight of God and man. As we saw the role that I was playing in this dream as a friend and business partner when chaos was going on around me, in that dream, I could have left, I could have dipped off, but, I stayed, because, we were going to socialize and I was there with my business partner and we were just going out for a genuine time of socializing. But apart from all of that, the Lord was showing me about wisdom and what's standing firm in who you are, no matter what the noise is around you, because things will happen as you walk with him. Things will happen in your life, experiences of all different types of the sorts. But when you remain in who God has created you to be, you may get frustrated. You might even sweat a little bit, like the man did, like my business partner in the dream, who I don't know. I don't know who he was. I can say that I couldn't see the women's faces, but just for description purposes, because this may be a confirmation for somebody, this was a tall, white man, and he had about dark brown hair, and he had on like a blue dress shirt. I don't know. And his girlfriend and the friend had brown hair as well. The best friend had light brown hair. His girlfriend had dark hair. And, he had on pants. He was dressed very respectfully. The girlfriend was kind of dressed in like a very, very short skirt. I don't know. That was the description of the clothes. And the people that I saw in the dream, I don't know them. I couldn't really see faces, but I could see skin color and I could see just enough to see the wisdom of the dream. So I hope this word blessed you, and if you get anything from this word, is just stand firm in who God has called you to be as a man of God, as a woman of God, and in turn, when you do that, you will gain favor of God and with man. And as you stick through, because again, throughout this dream, I could have dipped off, or I could have ended up falling into the gossip and drama, with the other girls. But because I stood firm in who my role is and what God called me to be and who I was, I gained favor. I gained favor at the end, which was completely unexpected for me and for the witnesses, because the people who also were babbling and were in the drama, they also had to witness now the blessing, that unexpected blessing that came through. And everybody went silent. But also the peace came upon, the peace of God, the presence of God came upon the boyfriend, because he realized that there was somebody who was there who did not fall into the temptation and the disruption and the chaos, and was actually there to it just had a calm spirit, and it made him be at peace, and he in turn wanted to bless me in that dream. So I hope this blessed you, and make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. If this was a confirmation, if this hit the nail on the head for anybody, please let me know. I would love to see how that the Lord is confirming, speaking to you through the words that he and dreams that he shares through me. So God bless you, and have a great one.